The notification popped up on her screen, a splash of celestial blue against the mundane white of her other apps, Weverse. YN's thumb hovered over it, a small, tired smile playing on her lips. It had been a day, one of those soul-crushingly monotonous days where the highlight was finding a leftover chocolate chip cookie at the bottom of her lunch bag. She tapped the icon, the familiar interface loading. She wasn't a super active user, more of a lurker, a silent admirer, soaking in the creativity and chaos of the fandom. It was her digital comfort blanket after a long shift at the graphic design firm, a place where she could just be YN, Army, not YN, please fix the kerning on this brochure again. Scrolling through the global feed, she saw the usual mix of stunning fan art, excited concert memories, and the thirst posts. She chuckled at one particularly dramatic declaration of love for Kim Taehyung's eyebrows. Mood, she thought. On a whim, fueled by that cookie-induced spark of daring, she decided to post something herself. She typed out a message, her fingers flying over the keyboard with a lightness her heart didn't quite feel. YN Designs. Having one of those days where even my coffee needs coffee. Anyone else feel like they're professionally waiting for the weekend? Also, if a certain V from BTS ever wants to drop a voice note telling me it'll be okay, my DMs are, well, they're open, but let's be real, they're also a ghost town. Yes, these are just V things. I need a shower and a nap. She hit post, tossed her phone onto the couch cushion beside her, and went to actually take that shower. It was just a throwaway comment, a digital sigh into the void. She never expected the void to sigh back. An hour later, wrapped in a fluffy towel with her hair dripping onto her shoulders, she picked up her phone. Her screen was lit up with a cascade of notifications, likes, replies, quote retweets. Her silly post had gotten a bit of traction. Smiling, she scrolled through the comments, a warm feeling spreading through her at the shared commiseration of strangers. And then she saw it, a direct message from a user she didn't follow, at THV1912. Her breath hitched. Number, it couldn't be. That was his username. The one verified by a tiny blue checkmark. It had to be a fan account, a brilliantly named impersonator. Heart thumping a chaotic rhythm against her ribs, she tapped on the message. There was no text, just a single voice note, time-stamped 20 minutes ago. Her hand trembled. This was a prank. It had to be. She'd seen edits, deepfakes, sound-alikes. She tapped play, holding the phone to her ear like it was a live grenade. A low, husky baritone filled her ear. A voice she'd heard through speakers 1,000 times, but never like this. Never so close. Why, and she? The voice, his voice, said, and she nearly dropped the phone. I saw your post. Sorry about your coffee that needs coffee. That sounds like a serious problem. A soft, rumbling chuckle that did things to her nervous system she couldn't legally describe. I don't know if this will help, but it'll be okay. Really. The weekend is coming, and the shower and nap sound like a great plan. Maybe add some jazz? I recommend Chet Baker. Anyway, fighting. The voice note ended. YN stood frozen in the middle of her living room, a puddle forming at her feet from her wet hair. The room felt different. The air was charged. She played it again, and again. It was him. The cadence, the unique timbre, the slight Busan Saturi that bled through on the word fighting. It was undeniably Kim Taehyung. Her brain short-circuited. What was the protocol for this? Thank you? A heart emoji? A marriage proposal? She decided on a semi-coherent response, typing and deleting 5 different messages before settling on something she hoped sounded cool and not utterly deranged. YN Designs. Well, I did not have get a voice note from V on my bingo card for today. Thank you. Seriously, you just vaporized my terrible day. Chet Baker is now on the playlist. Consider me officially cheered up. She sent it through her phone across the room as if it were burning her and screamed into her towel. 2 minutes later, her phone chimed again. Another DM. She scrambled for it. THV1912. Good. My work here is done. What's making your day so long? YN she? And just like that, a conversation began. It became a thing, a secret, glorious, unbelievable thing. Taehyung, it turned out, was a night owl, often messaging her in the small hours of his time in Seoul, which conveniently aligned with her evenings in London. Their conversations were a bizarre and wonderful tapestry of the profound and the ridiculous. He'd ask about her work, and she'd vent about difficult clients, sending him exaggerated, doodled versions of their demands. This one, she sent a picture of a stick figure labeled Client Number 5, yelling at a cloud that said, "Make it pop." Wants the logo to be serene, but also dynamic. I think he wants a meditating squirrel on a skateboard. Taehyung's reply was a 20-second voice note of him laughing, a real, unfiltered, gut-deep laugh that made her chest ache with happiness. A skateboarding squirrel. YNC, you have to draw this, please. I need to see the serene, dynamic squirrel. I will make it my new lock screen and tell everyone it's modern art. She drew the squirrel. He made it his lock screen and sent her a screenshot as proof. They talked about music. He introduced her to obscure, vinyl-only jazz artists. She made him playlists of her favorite indie British bands, which he'd review with the seriousness of a music critic. The singer's voice is like fog on the Thames at 5 a.m. He messaged about one band. It's cold and a little sad, but also beautiful. You have good taste, YNC. She told him about her life, her tiny flat in Camden, her love for terrible reality TV, her dream of one day having her own art studio. He told her about the relentless pace of idol life, the comfort of his family's farm in Daegu, his love for photography and painting. It's like, there's Taehyung the artist, he said in a rare, vulnerable voice note one night. And then there's V, who has to go on stage and perform. Sometimes I worry the first one gets lost, talking to you. It feels like I'm just Taehyung. It's nice. The messages were her sanctuary. She lived for the little ding that signaled a message from him. Her friends noticed a change in her. You're glowing, her best friend, Mia, said over brunch one Saturday. And you're constantly smiling at your phone. Did you finally download that dating app I told you about? Something like that, YN said, a secret smile playing on her lips. It was easy to forget who he was in those moments. He was just Taehyung, funny, weird, deeply thoughtful Taehyung, who sent her pictures of interesting clouds and asked her opinion on his new art purchases. But reality would come crashing back in moments of surreal clarity, like when he messaged her from an airport lounge in Paris, or when she was watching a live stream of a BTS concert in Tokyo and her phone buzzed. THV1912. The lights are so bright I can't see the crowd, but it's loud, like an ocean. YN Designs. I'm watching right now. You are amazing during spring day. You looked peaceful. THV 1912. I was thinking about Chet Baker and meditating squirrels. Shh, don't tell Bang PD. She laughed, a burst of joy amidst 55,000 screaming fans on her screen. This was her reality, a secret friendship with a global superstar, built on nonsense and unexpected kindness. One evening, the conversation turned more serious. She was telling him about her parents, who had passed away in a car accident years ago, and how she sometimes felt untethered, like a balloon floating without a string. His reply took a long time. Then, a voice note. I understand that feeling. His voice was soft, introspective. Sometimes, in the middle of all the people, the schedules, the noise, I feel completely alone. It's a different kind of alone, but it's still lonely. We're all just looking for a string to hold on to, I think, to keep us from floating away.